It's a slow day in the crypto space, and the lack of imminent catalyst actually has me a little bit concerned about the price action. We could be seeing a supply squeeze as the halving just happened, but these ETF issuers could continue to manipulate the price for a little while longer before that supply crunch really starts to kick in. In my video yesterday, I covered how the price of Bitcoin is sitting in what looks to be a bull flag, and if we do break out of this, it has a price target of about $100,000. We just need to see some catalyst come in to send Bitcoin to the upside, but what really has me concerned is the Dogecoin chart, because as I was also talking about in my video yesterday, it looks like we could be forming this head and shoulders. Also, we have this blue line crossing below the green line, it looks like, and a lot of times whenever that happens, we will see a little bit of a sell-off. Like for instance back here when we saw this green line crossing above the blue line or the blue line crossing below the green line. And right after that happened, until the blue line crossed above the green line again, we saw Bitcoin or Dogecoin actually dipping by about 50%. How to tell the price target for one of these head and shoulders is you'll take the height of the head and shoulders from the highest point on the head down to the neckline, and then whenever the price breaks below the neckline, which would be indicated by this white line right here, then you extend the height of the head to the neckline from the breakout point or breakdown point on the neckline, and that would give us a price target of about 6 cents. This is pretty much the floor price for what we've been seeing over the past few months, and if we headed back down there again, I don't really know what kind of catalyst would send us to the upside after that unless we got like X payments or something, and that would pretty much confirm a bunch of resistance above us, which would give us another battle on the way back up. Fortunately, like I said though, Bitcoin is in that bull flag, and if you actually look here, that white line that I had drawn on this chart before is actually a giant bullish divergence here for the RSI, and with the MACD crossing to the upside here, hopefully we won't confirm this as a head and shoulders, because it's not confirmed until we do break below the neckline, but at that point it's pretty much too late. Sometimes whenever we see the blue line crossing below the green line, it's actually indicating the end of the dumpy part, like for instance pretty much the last time that it happened, right back here on August 21st. At that point, we just started to trade sideways, and ultimately we didn't go really any lower than what we were at whenever we had that cross, and that basically just confirmed that we were at the floor before we made another leg higher. This could really go either way in my opinion, and as I said before, we basically just are looking for Bitcoin to break out of this bull flag, because if Bitcoin continues to the upside, then that's really the only catalyst we need for Dogecoin to continue climbing as well. This has me slightly concerned, but maybe I'm just blowing things out of proportion for a little bit of clickbait, because there's really just not that much news today. There are a couple of things that I need to go over though, like for instance this article on You Today says, no Dogecoin airdrop, Doge community gets crucial warning. Inevitable 360, one of the Dogecoin developers, posted the other day on April 19th saying, get ready for the Doge airdrop. No, there is no Doge airdrop, and there will never be any airdrops for it. It's a scam. Dogecoin doesn't have airdrops. It's been around since 2013, and it's not just a token on some other layer 1 blockchain where you can just kind of make other tokens and airdrop them to people if you're a developer. It's on a set mining schedule, and that's the only issuance that there is. Maybe some kind of a company could put together a pool and do some kind of an airdrop sort of to give you incentive to use their product, but those two could be a scam, and there's just no airdrops coming from the Dogecoin developers or the Dogecoin Foundation. Unfortunately, a lot of people do use things like this to try to scam people and try to get you to like send your wallet address or the keys to your wallet to them so that they can drain your address. And really, in order to get an airdrop, you don't need to send anything to anybody or verify anything at all. All they need is to see that you have interacted with something before, or to just have your public address and not any private keys or anything like that, and then they can send it to you right away. No verification is needed at all, and if anybody asks you for your keys or to sign some kind of approval through the blockchain or anything like that, just be really careful on what kind of things you're signing and what kind of permissions you're giving away, because these kinds of scams are very prevalent in the cryptocurrency space, not just with Dogecoin. In other news, it looks like, according to this article on Cointelegraph, Tether has vowed to freeze assets after Venezuela has looked to crypto to bypass oil sanctions. USDT issuer Tether says that it will block payments to OFAC sanctioned entities after sources claim Venezuela's state-run oil company is using USDT to facilitate oil exports. According to the report, the U.S. Treasury Department requires PDVSA customers and providers to wind down transactions by May 31st due to Venezuela's failure to implement electoral reforms. Essentially, the U.S. Treasury Department wants to interfere in other elections for some reason. I don't know why that's any of our damn business. And the Venezuelan government thinks that they're going to just use a proxy for the US dollar to get around this stuff. But Tether is actually highly centralized, and they can turn off the ability for Venezuela to transact with the cryptocurrency. And if they can do that to a country, they can absolutely do it to you too. So be careful where you're keeping your cryptocurrency. Only decentralized cryptocurrencies can actually offer you an escape from the traditional finance system. And as governments continue to struggle for power and cryptocurrency threatens to take away that power, we might actually start to see more attacks like this, not only on countries, but individuals as well in the future. According to Forbes, billionaire Mark Cuban issues a post-halving Bitcoin warning amid unprecedented crypto fee price chaos. Oh wait, nobody cares what the hell Mark Cuban says. He's a cuck. But it is true that the prices and fees have been going up for Bitcoin over the past couple of days after the halving, and this is to be expected as network activity increases. And as I've covered before, this is really important actually to the Bitcoin network, because if the miners are going to make enough money for it to be a viable opportunity for them to actually keep doing what they're doing, then they have to make money somehow. And if the reward for solving a block keeps getting cut in half, then they're not going to make enough money to continue running their operations if they're not making enough money from actual fees. This is one of the reasons why I think layer 2s are going to be very important in this bull run, just like they were for Ethereum whenever its fees got out of control in the last bull market. The same thing might actually happen with Bitcoin as well, since it has NFTs and ordinals for the very first time. And this could be a sign that layer 2s for Bitcoin like stacks might be a really great investment. According to Bitcoin Magazine, BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF enters the top 10 all-time for longest inflows. Apparently, BlackRock's ETF IBIT has now reached the top 10 inflows of all time, at least when it comes to maintaining its streak of daily investment inflows. As of Tuesday, April 23rd, IBIT has now seen 70 days of inflows, meaning that the fund has seen positive increases in its total holdings of underlying assets, and IBIT has yet to see a day of outflows in which its holdings have declined. This is basically confirming what I've been saying over and over in a lot of my videos, that if you or any of these other ETF issuers are panic selling or taking any kind of profits, then you're basically just giving your Bitcoin straight into the hands of BlackRock, who's going to continue jacking up the price, and you're never going to be able to get back in at or below the level that you exited at. It says BlackRock CEO Larry Fink has notably changed his stance on Bitcoin recently. The company now holds more than 270,000 Bitcoins worth over $18 billion, solidifying its position as a major player in the Bitcoin ETFs. The success of IBIT and other US spot Bitcoin ETFs sends a positive signal to other countries and traditional investors, demonstrating the high demand for Bitcoin investment products. This means that we're going to be seeing a whole bunch more people and institutions and countries and pension funds and all kinds of other big players pouring money into Bitcoin and announcing other investment products, kind of like ETFs, around the world. This is only going to continue to accelerate, and I think that these are the real catalysts we're looking forward to send us going parabolic in this bull run, whereas in previous bull runs it's usually been retail investors that have pushed us up, and I think there's still going to be an indicator of when things will go parabolic. But this time we might see something that we've never seen in any previous bull markets, because we've never seen big institutional players like this throwing billions of dollars into Bitcoin in just a couple of months. Finally, according to this post by Watch a Guru and this video of Robert Kennedy talking, it looks like the pro-Bitcoin presidential candidate RFK Jr. says that he will put the entire US budget on the blockchain if elected in 2024. I would play the video, but unfortunately you really can't understand him anyway. These speakers in these kind of conventions are hard to understand anyway, and then his voice is hard to understand if he's just standing right in front of you talking, I think. I don't think he's probably going to be the president, but if he was, this would be a really great step in the right direction for the government, because as I've said before, if we could put the US budget on the blockchain, then we could see where all of this corruption is sending our money to really, and then we could cut down on losses and stuff like that, and hopefully save taxpayer money, but also cut down on the amount of money that has to be printed, devaluing our dollar out of existence. I did see one more post on X that was pretty interesting to me, and it looks like maybe we're going to be getting basically an app like YouTube, but for X videos on TVs or smart TVs. This is going to be pretty interesting to see YouTube having a really good rival here and a free speech platform. And I post all of my videos on X as well, which you might be watching on right now, hopefully. But if you're not, go over to X right now and find me at Only Good Channel, because I post over there with live updates all the time and memes so that you can stay up to date with all of the crypto news in between videos here on YouTube. Also, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is Dogecoin going to play out that head and shoulders and head back down to 6 cents? Or is Bitcoin going to break out of that bull flag heading to $100,000 and send Dogecoin skyrocketing to the moon? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if I brought you any value. But most importantly, don't forget to do only good every day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.